Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by again, and if this is your first time on the channel, you're definitely welcome. Do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you get to see more of my content. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this really stylish dress with these beautiful side details. And without further ado, let's get started. So right here guys, these are the materials that we're going to use for this tutorial, and this black crepe is going to serve for the main material. I have around 2.5 yards, and this other piece right here, it is going to be used for the details at the side and also the sleeve, and I have around 1.5 yards. You might want to go ahead and get 2 yards for that. All right. And this material here, I don't know the name it is called. It is not as thick as the one on the Style Inspiration, right? But we'll make do with this one. And to get started, we are going to start working on the upper part, which is from the shoulder to the half length. And here I have an already existing pattern, all right? And right here we have the front pattern and also the back pattern. And like I said, it is from the shoulder to the half length with joining allowance, all right? And right here, as you can see on the pattern, we have the chest line, we have the bust point, all right? And also the waist line. And we have the same for the back piece also, all right? And on the back piece, I also left some space for our zip allowance, all right? So both the front and the back are the same except for the zipper allowance and also difference in the armhole. I think you should know this if you have been following my tutorials for a while now, right? And right now the next thing to do is just to go ahead and draft out the neckline. And for the front we have a square neckline, all right? And for the wideness of the neckline, we're going to be using 3.5 inches for the wideness, all right? And for the depth, we'll go ahead and use 6.5 inches. You can go ahead and use 6 inches or use 6.5 inches, but right here I use 6.5 inches. And the next thing to do is just to go ahead and connect the point together in a square manner, all right? And so right here we have our neckline, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. And having done that, the next thing to do is to go ahead and create our dart. So I'm going to come to the bust point and I'm going to indicate 4 inches, which is my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. And I indicated the same on the waistline. Then I'm going to connect on a straight line like so. And next, I'll take 1/2 inch on both sides of the straight line. Then I'll come to the bust point and come down by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect the point together like this. And right here the front pattern is ready, and you can go ahead and use this waist dart, all right? But for this project I want to use a bust dart. I'm not going to use waist dart, and this is totally optional, right? So I'm going to come to the side here, and I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch, and this 1 inch is the difference between my back half length and front half length, all right? And it varies from person to person, okay? And the next thing to do is just to go ahead and connect this point to the nipple point like so, in order to create the side dart. And so right here guys, you can either use the side dart or you use the waist dart. Whichever one you use works well, all right? And right here guys, this is the back piece, and the first thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead and come to the waistline, and I'm going to eliminate 1 inch from there and cut it out. And you see right here on this front piece, after taking in our side dart, the side is going to align perfectly with that of the back, as you can see right here. Another thing I will do on the back piece is to come to the zipper allowance here, and I'm going to eliminate 1/2 inch from there, all right? And I'm going to just shape it inward like so, all right, in order to eliminate zipper bulge. Then I'll just go ahead and cut off the shaded part. And in order to create the dart, I'm going to come to the chest line and mark my nipple to nipple measurement all the way to the waistline. Then I'm going to connect it together on a straight line like so, all right? And having done that, I'm going to come to the chest line, and I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch and indicate that here. Then I'm going to come here and indicate 1/2 inch on both sides. Then I'm going to connect the points together in order to create our dart. Having done that, we are going to create our neckline, and we are going to maintain the width of 3.5 inches and also the depth of 2 inches for the back neckline. I'm going to connect the point together to create a round neckline. And then I'll cut out the neckline. And right now our back pattern is ready, so we are going to use both the front pattern and the back pattern to cut the fabrics, and that's exactly what I've done here. And right here, this is the front piece. As you can see, I went ahead to add seam allowance to the side and also joining allowance to the shoulder. I'll just go ahead and use a chalk to highlight where the dart is going to be on the main material. Then I'll use a pin to trace out the point where the dart is going to stop, and I'll chalk it on the other side like so, all right? So that when we are taking in our dart, we know where to start and where to stop. So here, I'm just using the chalk to highlight what the dart looks like on the fabrics. I'm going to repeat the same process to the other side also. And having done that, I went ahead to cut facing for the neckline for the front piece, and I also repeated the same process to the back piece, as you can see right here. And having done that, we can go ahead and cut the lower part. And for the lower part, as you can see right here, I went ahead to fold it in a triangular form like so. And right here, guys, because we don't want the flare to be very full, as on the style inspiration, the flare is not full, all right? I'm going to push it backward like so that we can reduce the fullness of our flare. And having done that, the next thing to do is to get our waistline, all right? So go ahead and divide your waist by 4 and place your tape rule on this fold and find where you can get the quarter of your waist, all right? And right here, I have the quarter of my waist here. I'm going to indicate the waistline with a straight line like so. And right now, the next thing to do is to get the skirt length. So I'm going to minus my half length from my full length, all right? And whatever value you get, you are going to place your tape measure at the waistline, and you are going to get the skirt length like so, all right? Or you can go ahead and measure from this pointed part. You are going to measure what you have from there to the waistline on this part. Then you measure on the other part like so. Whatever you have there, you are going to add it to your skirt length, all right? This is just to ensure that you get a well-rounded skirt, okay? So whatever you have there, I'm going to add to my skirt length, and I'm going to start measuring out the length. And having gotten the skirt length, I'll just go ahead and cut out the pattern. And having done that, this is what our skirt looks like, all right? And right here, this is the front piece. So we are going to go ahead and fold our fabrics again to cut the back piece. And yet again, I'm going to fold the remaining material in a triangular manner like so, all right? And having done that, I'm going to place the front piece on the fold, all right? Leaving about 1 inch for zipper allowance. And that's exactly what I have done here, guys. I've left an allowance for our zipper at the back right here. And the next thing to do is just to go ahead and cut out the pattern. And so right here we have our back piece, and the next thing I'll do is just to go ahead and highlight the zipper allowance. And right here on the back, we are going to leave some space for our zip, then we are going to stitch the rest. And right here, that's exactly what I've done. I left some allowance for our zip and I stitched the rest all the way down, right? And the next thing to do is just to pull it to the right side, and we're going to align the front piece of the skirt to the back piece of the skirt, right side facing each other. And we are going to go ahead and stitch the seam allowance on the side. We're going to repeat the same process to the other side here. So here, I'll just go ahead and measure what I have on my waist, half of my waist right here. And whatever is left is what I'm going to use as allowance on both sides, all right, of the skirt. I'm going to go ahead and stitch it and show you what it looks like. So right here guys, this is it after stitching the sides of the skirt, all right? And the next thing I'll do is just to go ahead and turn it to the wrong side. And having done that, you are going to pick a side, either the left or the right side, where you want your details to be at. And for this tutorial, I'll be picking the left side, all right? And the next thing to do is to come to the waistline, and you're going to come down by 3 inches or 2.5 inches. For this project, I use 3 inches, and I'll just indicate right here. And right on that 3 inches point, we're just going to go ahead and mark a curve right to the hem of the skirt, all right? So I'll just use a free hand to draw out a curve to the hem of the skirt, as you can see right here, okay? Please note that this curve we're marking out is not going to touch the center of the skirt. In fact, the curve that I draw out here is about 9 inches away from the center of the skirt. All right, and the next thing to do is just to go ahead and cut out this part. And having done that, the next thing to do is to go ahead and use this cutout to cut the details. So I'm going to go ahead and place this cutout on this pink fabrics here, all right? And I'm going to add 1/2 inch all the way around, and I'm going to cut it out. And having done that, this is what we have, all right? And the next thing to do is to go ahead and replace it back from where we cut it out, all right? And so right here guys, to make sewing it very easy, I went ahead to pin it all the way around, as you can see here. And I'm going to go ahead and take it to the sewing machine, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. And after sewing the cutouts to the main skirt, this is what you would have. This is what our skirt is looking like at this moment. And on the back piece, this is what it looks like. And right now, this is our upper part. I've gone ahead to stitch the facing to the neckline, as you can see right here. And also I went ahead to take in the bust dart. I also repeated the same thing to the back piece. I took in the dart, and also I stitched the facing to the neckline, all right? And the next thing to do is to align both the front and the back together, and we're going to join it at the shoulder. Then we are also going to take the side seam. And right here, that's exactly what I've done. I've gone ahead to join the side and also the shoulder. So I'll go ahead now and cut the sleeve. And for the sleeve, I'm just going to go ahead and fold the remaining material into 2. And I'll fold again so that I have a fold of 4. And up next, we're going to mark the desired length for the sleeve. And for this sleeve, I'm going to be using 26.5. And having done that, I'll cut off the unwanted part. And right now, I'll come to the peak, and I'm going to create the armhole curve like an inverted S right here. And I'm going to cut that shape out right now. And I'll go ahead and cross-check to know that I have half of my armhole plus allowance. And having done that, I'll just go ahead and cut open this folded part so that we have 2 of our sleeve ready. And so right here, this is what our sleeve looks like right now. And right now, the next thing to do is just to go ahead and connect the upper part and the lower part together. And we're also going to go ahead and join our sleeve to the upper part like so. I'll go ahead and do this on the sewing machine, and I'll show you what it looks like. And right here guys, that's exactly what I've done. I've gone ahead to connect the upper part and the lower part together, as you can see right here. I also went ahead to join the sleeve to the dress, and this is what that dress looks like right about now. The next thing to do is just to go ahead and install the zipper to the back of our dress. And right here, that's exactly what I have done. I've gone ahead to install the zipper to the back of the dress, as you can see right here. And the last thing to do is just to go ahead and hem in the bottom of the dress, all right? You can go ahead and fold the bottom, but here I want to weave the bottom of the dress, but I do not have a weaving machine, all right? So I'll give it to commercial weavers to do this for me, all right? This is totally optional. You can just go ahead and fold it and stitch it all the way around, okay? And right now we've come to the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in my next video.